damage is unrepairable.
Lives torn apart as a community mourns a 13-year-old killed in an accidental shooting. Good evening, I'm Jessica Layton. Jim has the night off. Fort Edward is an inconsolable community tonight after the accidental shooting death of 13-year-old Gary Cota inside his home. Tonight we're learning the gun involved belonged to Gary. Police say the nightmare began after Gary and his friend got curious about that gun and started playing with it. Tonight the parents, with a long road of grief ahead, are speaking out about their beloved boy. 2 months shy of his 14th birthday, Gary Cota had his whole life and all of his dreams ahead of him.
He was a great kid. I mean, he had a smile on him a mile long.
As police stood outside 8 Keating Avenue, grief hovered over this entire Fort Edward community like a dark cloud. The parents of this 13-year-old lover of baseball, basketball, and music stood in the rain as they described their precious son.
He loved life. He appreciated life. He appreciated everything that he had.
Taught our daughter, Elizabeth, how to throw a curveball.
He was teaching her how to pitch.
He was the oldest of Nicole and Louis Cota's 5 biological children, described as the big brother in this tight-knit, now distraught neighborhood.
People outside of Fort Edward don't understand how close a community this is.
The horrible accident happened around 9:15 Tuesday night. Gary was in an upstairs room with a 13-year-old friend when he suffered that single deadly gunshot wound to the head. We're told the 12-gauge shotgun belonged to Gary. It was a gift from a relative.
It shows what there is great responsibility it is to own a gun, and what the tragic consequences can be when things go wrong.
You see this stuff happen in other places and you're like, oh, that can't happen here until it does.
Calling it a freak accident, middle school friends like Jeff E2 are learning an invaluable lesson in the most difficult way.
Just don't mess around with guns.
And the Cotas are reminding all parents never to take a single moment for granted.
Just treasure your kids, you know, because you never know when they're going to be gone.
They need love, and they need to know that you love them every moment you got a chance.
The county attorney whom you just saw in that story told me last night at the scene that he would be the one prosecuting the case in family court if it gets to that point. There is no indication yet that the other 13-year-old or anyone else will be charged. Police won't yet say whether the gun was loaded before the boys got a hold of it or if they loaded it themselves. We also don't know what kind of lock system, if any, was in place on that weapon.